Today our group is going to talk about determining the best work methods for interior painting. Our group is Andrea, Justin, and Sol. Painting involves several steps such as preparing the site, painting, and cleaning up. It is a physically demanding job, but the proper use of equipment and work procedures can minimize fatigue and time. It also involves many repetitive motions, which can be analyzed using the work methods learned in this class. This project will focus mainly on painting. The goal of the project is threefold. First, to evaluate the interior wall painting work. Second, to develop a standard method to minimize non-value added work and worker fatigue. And third, to develop a method to estimate time requirements. The team used work sampling, 3D SSPP, MODAPS, and SketchUp to achieve this goal. Let's take a look at our project site. The work was done in a 13 by 14 foot living room and was originally painted with a dark brown color and had one standard size window, one balcony window, and one outlet. For the analysis, we painted part of the wall into a light white color. Painting tools used for the work included 2 different size brushes and one 9-inch paint roller. To reach the top edge of the wall, a stepping stool of 1 foot and 4 inches was used.
Reach distance of arm is calculated by adding shoulder to center of pinch length to the brush length. 95th percentile male can reach to the top edge of the wall easily by stepping on the stool. However, 50th percentile female has limited reach even with a stool. It was found that the stool should be at minimum height of 19.1 inches to accommodate the 5th percentile female worker.
For the work sampling analysis, the team videotaped the entire project. Using an equally spaced sampling approach, the team sampled every 26 seconds and recorded the worker's activity and posture for a total of 200 samples. This technique was used due to it being more conducive to observing multiple workers. 5 main activities were identified during the work sampling: painting with a brush, painting with a roller, preparation of site, and taping of moldings, and idle or no work being done. The allowance was set at 20% and the performance rating of 80% was used. The team found the normal and standard time for each work-related activity. One thing of note is that approximately 30% of the time the workers exhibited idle behavior. The team recommends that standard work be implemented to minimize downtime and remove waste of no work being done. 3 postures were identified during the work sampling as neutral, overhead reach, and crouched. Normal and standard time for each worker's posture was calculated. 50% of the tasks involved a neutral posture. However, 30% of the tasks involved a crouched posture. The team will discuss the implications of these postures on the duty cycle and the total rest time later, as well as our recommendations.
To develop a standard method, video from professional painters was reviewed, and the painting is categorized into 3 subtasks depending on the tools they use. First, painting with brush can be done either by stepping on a stool or by crouched posture. Brush is used only when the painter needs high precision tasks such as painting along the wall, windows, and trims. If we divide the wall space into 2 parts depending on the tools used, the edge of the walls, windows, and outlet will be painted with brush, which is colored in blue, while the majority of the space is painted with roller, which is colored in yellow. MODAPS analysis was done for 3 subtasks separately, and the coverage of wall space from 1 repetition is calculated at the bottom. Now let's estimate the painting time of 13 by 8 feet wall with 1 window and outlet. The wall will be painted using either brush or roller, and you have the time estimation and wall coverage for each of these subtasks. Now you can fill in the space by using 3 subtasks. By counting how many elements are needed for each of subtasks, you can multiply them with the time calculated by MODAPS and add them to get the total estimated time. The total estimated time is calculated as 16 minutes and 8 seconds, and by adding 20% of allowance, the time is estimated as 19 minutes and 2 seconds.
We use 3D SSPP to estimate the required percent MVC for various joints while working in the neutral, overhead, and crouched postures. For the analysis, a 50th percentile male was used to represent the working population for interior painters, and the required percent MVC was based on the 25th percentile strength population. Additionally, a 5 Newton hand load was applied to the right hand to represent the weight of the paintbrush and paint roller. For each posture, the joint was identified that required the highest percent MVC, and this value was used to calculate the recommended duty cycle for interior painting while sustaining each of the observed postures. Based on the total work time estimated from the MODAPS analysis and the duty cycle, the recommended rest time for each painting posture was determined. In summary, it was found that a rest time of 1 hour and 20 minutes is necessary to prevent fatigue while using these postures to paint 1 interior wall. In conclusion, we recommend a stool height of at least 19.1 inches and standardized work methods to minimize waste and reduce idle time. Based on a MODAPS analysis, painting a 13 by 8 foot wall should take 19 minutes and 2 seconds. And for a single worker, a rest time of 1 hour and 20 minutes is recommended to minimize injury from fatigue.